HYBE refuses to respond to the recent dating rumors. YouTube keeps deleting BTS's views. V's YouTube channel was deleted, and how to attend a BTS fan sign. There have been recent reports that both Jimin and Big Hit Music, under the HYBE label, are not commenting on the recent dating rumors involving Jimin and actress Song Da-eun. The controversy has escalated over the past few days, following Song Da-eun's posts on social media, which included images and videos that hinted at a personal relationship with Jimin. In response to these speculations, the media outlet 10 Asia attempted to obtain a statement from Big Hit Music. However, the agency has chosen not to comment. Comments from the public reveal mixed reactions. One person noted that there was no point in discussing the dating news, as it clearly seemed fabricated. Another individual remarked that some people are eager to label the situation a scandal due to the lack of substantive issues, accusing Song Da-eun of seeking attention and noting that similar accusations have been made about her involving other entertainment figures. They concluded by pointing out that Jimin is currently focused on his military duties. Last year, fans of BTS's Jimin expressed their frustration with YouTube, accusing the platform of intentionally freezing the view count for Jimin's music video for the track Set Me Free Part 2. This pre-release track, part of Jimin's debut solo album Face, was launched on March 17, 2023, and Jimin became the fourth BTS member to release a solo album. Upon its release, Set Me Free Part 2 quickly topped the YouTube streaming charts in the US, with armies mobilizing to support the video by streaming and promoting it widely. However, shortly after its launch, viewers noticed that the view count not only froze, but also appeared to decrease, prompting an outcry among fans, who then took to social media to voice their grievances, alleging manipulation and demanding transparency from YouTube. In response to these allegations, YouTube addressed one of the fans' complaints directly on social media, explaining that their policy involves temporarily freezing the view count to validate views to ensure accuracy, and they even provided a detailed explanation through a linked article. However, this explanation did not satisfy all fans. The music video's view metrics showed a sharp rise to 2 million views within the first hour, followed by an additional 600,000 views over the next few hours. Surprisingly, 7 hours after the release, the count suddenly dropped to 557,000 views, further fueling the fans' accusations of corruption against YouTube, with hashtags like YouTube Corrupt and YouTube Sabotage trending on social platforms. Despite the passage of time, the discontent with YouTube's handling of the situation persists, with ongoing demands from fans for greater clarity and fairness in how views are counted and reported. And what's more, YouTube recently deleted V's topic channel. Fans of BTS are advocating for the restoration of V's auto-generated YouTube channel. Unlike individual YouTube accounts, the members of BTS collectively use a shared channel, which hosts a variety of content such as behind-the-scenes footage, interviews, and more, while their music videos appear on the HYBE label's account. Each member of BTS also has an auto-generated topic channel on YouTube, created automatically based on the artist's presence and activity on the platform. These channels are generated when an artist accumulates a notable number of views and videos. V's topic channel, which had successfully attracted 2 million subscribers, has recently vanished and been replaced by another channel with far fewer subscribers. This change has occurred just as V was gearing up for the release of his new single, Friends. The sudden disappearance of his well-subscribed channel has led to disappointment among fans. In response, armies are reaching out to YouTube as well as V's labels, Big Hit Music and Geffen Records, requesting that the original channel be reinstated. Currently, the new, less popular channel is still the one associated with V. There's an ongoing controversy involving ADOR CEO Min Hee-jin and the scrutiny over the concept of the group NewJeans, amid accusations of plagiarism. The heart of the dispute stems from comparisons with a Mexican group named Jeans, established in 1996. Min Hee-jin, who has been publicly feuding with HYBE, has herself been accused of borrowing elements from Jeans, notably in naming her group NewJeans, which netizens argue bears a close resemblance in both name and logo style. Netizens on Korean forums have pointed out several similarities between the two groups, extending beyond just the name. Notably, they claim that the concept and visual style of NewJeans albums mirror the Y2K aesthetic of Jeans' earlier works. Additionally, parallels in choreography have been drawn, particularly highlighted by side-by-side comparisons of both groups' performances, where similar poses and movements were observed. These discussions have gained traction and spread widely, stirring considerable debate among fans. The irony of the situation has not escaped the public's attention, as Min Hee-jin had previously criticized other groups for allegedly plagiarizing NewJeans. Comments from netizens range from dismissive to accusatory, with some defending the creative similarities as trend-following, while others condemn them as blatant plagiarism. This discourse has escalated particularly in light of Min Hee-jin's accusations against another group, ILIT, for similar reasons. The debate over these allegations has not only stayed within domestic forums, but has also caught the attention of international audiences. Fans and critics alike are scrutinizing every new development from NewJeans and ADOR, pondering the fine line between inspiration and imitation in the creative industries. This controversy underscores the challenges and complexities of maintaining originality within the global music scene. On May 18th, the controversy surrounding Min Hee-jin and HYBE has led the South Korean government to consider establishing guidelines for choreographies. This development was reported by Chosun Biz, which included statements from Leah Kim, the president of the Choreography Copyright Association of Korea. Kim emphasized the necessity of protecting choreographers' rights, a concern highlighted by the ongoing legal dispute where Min Hee-jin accused HYBE's new girl group, ILIT, of plagiarizing dance moves from NewJeans. Summarized statement: Leah Kim stated that the protection of choreographers' rights was crucial, especially given the current disputes in the music industry. The government, alongside the president's office, has reportedly begun crafting guidelines that aim to redefine and support the evolving concept of music content. Although these guidelines won't be legally binding, they are expected to influence major entertainment agencies to adhere to new standards, including the integration of standard contracts and methodologies for calculating copyright fees. They also intend to establish criteria to assess the originality of choreographies, following the findings from a policy study on strengthening choreography copyright protection. In a broader context, the K-pop industry is currently embroiled in one of its most significant legal battles in over a decade, which began when HYBE and Min Hee-jin, CEO of ADOR, clashed on April 21st. HYBE has accused Min Hee-jin of misconduct, including the illegal trading of company secrets and conspiring to take over ADOR with the assistance of external investors. Min Hee-jin has denied these accusations and has further criticized HYBE for discriminatory practices against NewJeans and for the alleged neglect by HYBE's founder. The dispute escalated when Min Hee-jin claimed that another HYBE affiliate, Belift Lab's rookie girl group ILIT, had plagiarized content from NewJeans. This accusation prompted an online investigation by fans, with some finding similarities in dance sequences between the two groups. Despite this, many fans and observers argue that dance, as a creative art, often involves drawing inspiration from various sources, and thus such claims might be overstated. Support for ILIT has been strong, with their fans defending the group's originality. Amidst this conflict, ILIT, represented by Belift Lab, released their debut mini-album, Super Real Me, on March 25th, featuring songs like Magnetic and other tracks that showcase their diverse musical range. This release marks an important milestone for the new group amidst the ongoing disputes in the K-pop industry. If you saw yesterday's video and are curious about why fans would discard Jungkook's albums in toilets and trash bins, we're going to explain that today. Many K-pop fans purchase multiple copies of the same album to benefit from the perks included, such as the opportunity to win a ticket to a fansign event. Let's break down how this works. Fansigns are uniquely intimate gatherings where fans can sit down in the same room with idols, moving beyond merely seeing them perform at a distance or catching glimpses of them on social media. These events are an established part of the K-pop culture, significantly enhancing the connection between idols and their fans. Moreover, they serve as a vital revenue stream for artists, as attendance usually necessitates the purchase of one or more albums. These events stand apart from other fan activities such as high-touch events, fan meetings, concerts, send-offs, and debut or comeback showcases. They are often scheduled as part of an album promotion or tour, providing a platform especially for rookie groups to engage with fans and drum up interest in their music. Fansigns are particularly significant in Seoul, where they are most commonly held, benefiting local fans primarily. For international fans, attending a fansign might mean traveling to Korea or waiting for an event to be organized closer to home. One important consideration for international attendees is the potential limitation on the number of foreign participants at these events in Korea. Entry to a fan sign is typically gained through one of two methods: a first-come, first-served basis, or a lottery system. The first-come, first-served approach guarantees entry to fans who purchase their albums earliest, a method favored by newer or less established groups with smaller fan bases. The lottery system, on the other hand, treats each album purchase as a lottery entry, enhancing the chances of entry with each album bought. This can lead to fans buying multiple albums to increase their likelihood of winning a spot, especially since the number of available spots at these events is often capped. The fansign event itself follows a structured process. Upon arrival, attendees go through a check-in procedure where they must present a photo ID and the album that granted them entry to the event. They are then assigned a specific seat or line number, which corresponds to their position if the entry was determined by lottery. The event might include various interactive segments where idols might engage with the entire audience, playing games, answering questions, or performing a few songs. When the signing portion commences, idols are typically seated at a table, and fans are called up one by one based on their assigned numbers. Each fan has a brief window to interact with the idols, during which they can have items signed, exchange a few words, and possibly present gifts, if allowed. The rules regarding what can be brought into the event, like cameras, snacks, or gifts, vary, so it's essential to read through the event guidelines beforehand to ensure compliance and avoid any misunderstandings. As for what to bring to a fan sign, it differs from what one might carry to a concert due to the specific and often stricter rules governing these events. Prohibited items might include bottled water, snacks, and bulky cameras, and the allowance of gifts can vary by event. It's crucial to review the rules carefully before attending to avoid any inconvenience. For fans aiming to win a spot at a fan sign, it's advisable to stay updated through the group's official social media channels or fan pages, where details about upcoming fan signs are frequently posted. Understanding the nature of the fan sign, whether it is based on a first-come, first-served purchase or a lottery system, is crucial in planning your strategy for entry. This often involves purchasing albums from specified sellers to gain lottery entries, and if successful, the organizers will provide details via communication methods like email or text, outlining necessary preparations and rules for the event. In conclusion, attending a fan sign can be an exhilarating experience that offers fans a chance to interact personally with their idols. It is important for potential attendees to thoroughly understand the rules and procedures of fan signs to maximize their experience and enjoy a seamless interaction with their favorite K-pop idols. At a press conference on April 25th, ADOR's CEO, Min Hee-jin, publicly addressed for the first time several allegations made by HYBE, questioning the validity of these claims. Several weeks later, on May 19th, Min spoke about her ongoing frustrations with industry issues, sharing her disillusionment with the sector and her lack of interest in misrepresenting herself to those unfamiliar with her. Min argued that HYBE had unfairly complicated matters for the girl group NewJeans, claiming that her discussions with representatives from Naver and Dunamu, which operates Upbit, were social rather than business-oriented. She called for accurate fact-checking, possibly through a meeting involving all parties, to clarify these interactions. Min was surprised by the accusations from HYBE, noting that her engagement with a representative from Dunamu was brief and not substantial enough to justify the allegations. She also accused HYBE of unnecessarily complicating the lives of her acquaintances and manipulating the situation for its benefit. Min questioned the rationale behind an audit she deemed unlawful and detrimental, leading to a decline in stock prices. She suggested that the evidence HYBE presented might have been obtained illegally. Regarding the leaked Kakao Talk messages between her and other ADOR executives, Min suggested these were taken out of context, highlighting the complex and private challenges faced by her and NewJeans, which are not publicly known. She expressed concern that discussing these issues openly could lead to further misunderstandings and harm. Min emphasized her commitment to defending her stance and correcting misleading narratives, looking forward to a judicial review to clarify matters. She advocated for a composed approach, focusing on legal outcomes rather than public misinterpretation. In her personal statement, Min apologized for involving the public, explaining that the informal nature of her address was due to the nuanced context she wanted to convey. She described her honest demeanor at the press conference and explained her straightforwardness about non-serious matters. She detailed a dinner on March 6th, where she was introduced unexpectedly to a representative from Dunamu and others linked to Naver, emphasizing that the meeting was casual and unrelated to any investment talks. Min critiqued HYBE for not understanding the non-business nature of the gathering and for falsely accusing her based on speculative and illegal audits. Min lamented how these misrepresentations could lead to false perceptions, like assuming a school parent meeting might turn into a legal or investor gathering simply because of the attendees' professions. She defended the appropriateness of CEOs meeting investors and questioned HYBE's scrutiny of such interactions. Min concluded by stressing the importance of seeing through HYBE's manipulative framing of events and awaiting the legal process to unfold. She expressed dismay over HYBE's tactics, which she felt distorted the real issues at stake, vowing to continue defending her position against baseless accusations. Online, opinions varied, with one netizen suggesting Min should consult her lawyers more carefully, hinting that her statement inadvertently confirmed internal discussions about ADOR's potential merger and acquisition without HYBE's consent. Another commented on the personal tone of Min's statement, arguing that it complicated the professional dispute more than it helped. HYBE has issued a response to the statement made earlier by Min Hee-jin. HYBE expressed disappointment over Min's decision to release a statement filled with personal emotions just as a significant legal decision was pending. The company criticized Min for ostensibly trying to keep artists out of the dispute, while simultaneously emphasizing her personal connections with certain artists, which they consider highly inappropriate. HYBE accused Min of consistently obscuring the main issues at stake with inflammatory and emotionally charged language. According to HYBE, this pattern has continued in her latest statement, where they claim her true intentions and wrongdoings are being exposed through a wealth of evidence and facts. They stated that Min's chat logs show her plans for engaging various investors and revealed attempts to usurp management rights, engage in irrational management practices, and make disparaging comments about female employees and artists. HYBE argued that these actions provide substantial reasons to disqualify her from her CEO position. Furthermore, HYBE refuted Min's claims about the manipulation and legality of the evidence. They informed the court that all data presented was obtained through proper channels and that they had submitted the original texts, countering Min's allegations of illegal acquisition and data manipulation. HYBE called for Min to stop using the artist as a shield and making media statements, urging her instead to respond directly to the audit and actively participate in the investigation and legal proceedings. A netizen reacting to the developments commented online, noting that from her first press conference to the present, Min Hee-jin appeared to use the members of NewJeans strategically to support her narrative. This individual believed that Min had essentially conceded to many of the allegations against her, using what they termed manipulative excuses. Yet some observers still failed to recognize this. NewJeans is increasingly being caught in the crossfire of the escalating dispute between HYBE and ADOR's CEO, Min Hee-jin. The conflict, triggered by allegations of Min's breach of trust, is reported to have initially centered on accusations related to NewJeans. An industry source revealed that Min had emailed HYBE executives on April 3rd, accusing another HYBE group, Elite from Belief Lab, of copying NewJeans' style and concept. HYBE responded by denying these allegations and further accused Min of trying to seize management rights at ADOR. They claimed that in a January meeting with HYBE's CEO Park Ji-won, Min had sought termination rights for the exclusive contract with the artists of ADOR. The situation escalated when Min held an emotional press conference on April 25th to deny HYBE's claims against her, where she lamented the alleged poor treatment of NewJeans by HYBE, despite the group's successful debut and recognition, both domestically and internationally. She also mentioned that the parents of the NewJeans members supported her stance. Music critic Kim Do-hyun commented on the detrimental impact of the feud on NewJeans, noting that the group appears to be under considerable stress as they promote their new EP House Sweet and prepare for an upcoming comeback. Kim stated, "This is fundamentally a clash between the executives of HYBE and ADOR, yet it's NewJeans who are most affected, bearing the brunt of the stress from this dispute." The uncertainty surrounding NewJeans is expected to persist beyond the resolution of Min's future with ADOR, which will be decided at an extraordinary shareholders meeting scheduled for May 31st. There, a vote will take place on whether to dismiss Min from her position as CEO of ADOR. Despite HYBE CEO Park's assurances of support for NewJeans, he mentioned that it would take at least a year and a half to collaborate with a renowned US music producer, during which time the group would likely take a long hiatus. Music critic Lim Hee-yeon expressed concerns about potential changes to the group's direction, stating, "NewJeans is synonymous with Min. She not only crafted the band's concept and image, but also played a significant role in their music production. Should HYBE decide to alter the group's style with a new producer, it risks diminishing their unique musical identity, which the fans cherish." In a statement released on Sunday, HYBE urged Min to refrain from using the names of ADOR or its artists to justify her actions, emphasizing the need to keep artistic endeavors separate from the ongoing corporate disputes.